Good morning, everybody. This is Strength and Balance with me, Hannah. Today, you won't need very much equipment, just a set of dumbbells. These are a 3-pound set that I use. A 2, a 3, or a 5 would be perfect. Otherwise, you could use soup cans or 2 filled water bottles, just 2 objects of the same weight to add some resistance. Alternatively, you can do all of the exercises without using a weight if you just want to use your own body weight for resistance. Nothing on the floor today. We'll be standing for all of our exercises, but I would recommend that you have a chair, or at the very least put yourself close to a wall, maybe the kitchen island or table, just something that you can use for support when we move into the balance part of our class. So we're going to start with a nice easy warm-up. Oh, I forgot to say you should also have your water with you at all times. Let's start with an easy warm-up and then we'll move right into strength. I'll just move my chair. All right, so we're going to stand up nice and tall, and we're going to start by marching those feet, marching on the spot. Stone on my mat. Let's move those arms forwards and backwards. We're looking up and ahead, shoulders are relaxed. Let's take those shoulders up towards our ears and relax them down. Pulling up and relaxing down. Great. Let's do 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. Good. Then we're going to roll those shoulders. Nice big circles. Good. And back in the other direction. Rolling those shoulders forwards. Good. Let's bring those arms out to the sides. And we'll make little circles here. Nice and slow. Slow it down a little bit more if you can. I feel like I always do these really quickly. Back in the other direction, nice and slow. Good. Shake those arms out. Let's make some big circles, reaching forwards to wiggle your fingers. Good. And let's go backwards now. I like a bend in my elbows. You can pretend you're combing your hair. Good, relax. Relax those arms here, move those arms side to side a little bit. Let's stand with our feet hip width apart and let's circle our hips. Nice and slow. And back in the other direction. Very good. And take one foot now. We're going to tap our toe and our heel. Toe to heel. Nice and slowly add those arm movements in. We're standing nice and tall. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. We're going to switch to the other side. Heel, also toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel, and toe, and heel. Let's pedal our heels. So I want you to come up onto one toe, and then the other. And we'll move those arms one at a time as well. Thinking about a nice tall chest. Good, let's bend both arms up and press them down. Bend and press, bend, press, bend, and press, and bend, and press, and bend, press. Good. Shake those legs out, and let's tap our toes. Keep your heels touching the floor, wiggle those toes, wiggle your fingers, and let's tap our fingers to thumb. Good. Not too fast. Making sure we can touch each finger to thumb here. Good. We're going to circle our wrist. And back in the other direction. Very good. Let's pick up that march again, nice and slowly. Just stretch those fingers out and squeeze to make a fist. Stretch and squeeze. I don't know if the camera if you can hear it, but it sounds like, I don't know, a herd of dragons or something in the other room. It's dogs are playing. Stretch and squeeze. This is really fierce. Stretch and squeeze and stretch and squeeze. Good. Let's take a nice big inhale. Reach up and slowly with the exhale. Inhale. Reach those arms above your head. Exhale, slowly lower down. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Wonderful, we are warmed up. Have a drink if you want to. We're going to start with a squat. We're going to hold one weight. Walk those feet out so they're a little wider than hip width apart, or about shoulder width here. Feet facing, toes pointing out just a little bit, and let's hold that weight here in between your legs. We're going to do a goblet squat, so a nice wide squat. We're going to sink down, exhale and squeeze your bum to stand back up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale slowly down and exhale to stand. Keep that chest nice and tall. Nice and slow as you lower. Last one. Perfect. Let's pick up that second weight now. And we're going to do a hip hinge. This hip hinge movement is a deadlift. Let's have our feet hip width apart, toes facing forwards. Soft knees are very important. And we're holding a weight in each hand. You can see my palms are facing me. So standing nice and tall, the shoulders relaxed. We're going to inhale, lower down. Exhale, come back up. So we're hinging at the hips and lowering those hands at the same time. You just want to have a nice flat back the whole way. So we're not rounding our shoulders as we hinge down. Inhale, exhale. Nice. And slowly. And let's do one more. Perfect. We can pop those weights down for a second. We're going to do some leg raises. So let's be close to whatever it is you're using for balance support, whether that's a wall or a chair. Standing tall here, take the weight onto your right leg, so a little bend of your right knee, and let's lift that left foot forwards, to the side, and behind. So inhale, exhale back to center. Good, think about keeping that upper body fairly still. Great. Good. And let's switch to the other side now. So the weight is onto my left leg a little bit. Bend of that of that left knee. Let's take that right foot forwards to the side and behind. We're not trying to lift our foot as high as we possibly can. Just nice and slowly, a few inches off the floor. And once more all the way around. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Relax. Relax those legs. Shake them out. Let's repeat the 3. Feet hip width a little bit wider, than hip width apart. Turn your toes out, just a little ways. Hold that weight here between your legs. Let's inhale, slowly lower down. Exhale. So really think about squeezing through your bum as you stand up. So inhale nice and slowly. Exhale up. In and out. In and out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. 1 and 2. Great. Let's pick the other weight up now. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the position of my body. Feet facing forward, soft knees, holding those weights so your palms are facing you. Relax those shoulders. We're going to hinge at the hip forward. Stand up. Again, squeeze your bum as you stand. Inhale nice and slowly. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale to stand. Couple more. Here's 1 and 2. Great work. All right. We'll repeat this. So those leg raises again. So pop the weights down and stand yourself close enough to your support furniture. Weight on my right leg. I'm going to lift that left leg forwards, to the side, and behind. Forwards, to the side, and behind. Forwards, side, behind. Nice and slowly. Not trying to lift too high. Last time round here, side, behind. Good, and let's switch to the other side. So weight onto that left knee, and let's go forwards, side, behind. Forwards, side, behind. Good. Forwards, side, behind, nice and slowly. Side, behind, and once more around. Forwards, side, behind. Great work. All right, I'm going to take a drink and then we'll do some upper body work. All right, standing nice and tall. Let's pick up both our weights. And we're going to hold those weights up in our goalpost position. So we kind of look like a football goal. Hands, excuse me, itchy nose. Hands about a little bit higher than head level. If you want to see my elbows, you can see my upper arms are parallel with the floor, coming down. This is more intense for shoulders. If your shoulders really feel it, drop those elbows a little. It's okay. If we can't get a full range of motion, that's okay. We can still work within what we can do. So we'll start here or here if that's a little easier. Bring those hands together and open. Close and open. Nice and slowly. And open. Close. Open. Close. And open. Close. Open. Two more. Here's one. And two. Good. Slowly relax those arms. Those are hard work. All right, we are going to stand with our palms facing forwards now, and we're going to curl one hand up, two, and then both together for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now one at a time for 1, and then the other, and now 4, both hands at the same time. Lowering down nice and slowly. Here's 2, and 1. Perfect. Turn those palms now so your hands are facing your body. And you're going to raise that arm 1 and the other. 1, the other. 1 and the other. And for 2, we're going to do both hands at the same time. Here's 1, slowly, and 2. And let's go 1, and the other. 1, the other. 1 more. 1, and the other. Perfect. Very good. Pop those weights down. Oh, one weight down. I'm going to do that our abdominal work as well at the same time here. So feet hip width apart. Always now a little bit of soft knees. Standing nice and tall, and always think about pulling that belly button in towards your spine here. So really engaging those core muscles. We want to hold our upper body nice and still. We're going to pass this dumbbell around your back and back to the front. And back to center. And then we're going to go backwards. Nice and slowly, keeping that upper body still. And back to center. Great. Pop the weight down. And let's be close to our support furniture. Again, I have a wall right here that I use to hold on to. I'm going to reach my left arm to the ceiling. And I'm going to bring my left elbow towards my right knee. So I'm going to do like a diagonal crunch. I'm going to hold the wall because it's hard to do this and balance at the same time. So let's stretch up with that left hand and bring left elbow to right knee. You can hear I'm exhaling as I bring the elbow and knee together. I'm inhaling as I reach up. Last one here. Good. Relax that arm. Let's switch to the other side. So right arm to the ceiling. We're going to bring right elbow to left knee. Good. Breathing out as you bring that elbow and knee together. Breathing in as you relax and stretch up with that hand. 3 more. That's 3 and 2 and 1. Relax that arm nice and slowly. Excellent. We're going to do all of those 5 exercises again. So picking up the weights to begin with. Starting with our feet hip width apart, pressing into the floor, standing nice and tall, arms into that goalpost position, and we're going to bring those hands forwards and back, forwards and back, forwards and back, forwards and back. Together and back again. One more. Perfect. Ooh, lower down. Great. Turn those palms to face me. And let's do our bicep curls. We'll do one hand and the other. One more. And the other. And then we'll do 4. Both arms together. 3, 2, and 1. And now let's do one arm at a time. 1 and 2. And both at the same time. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Turn those palms to face you now, and we'll raise one arm straight out in front of us, and then the other. Nice and slowly. One, and the other. One, the other. Now let's do both at the same time for 3, 2, and 1. And now one at a time for another 3. That's 1. Moving slowly. That's 2. And the last one is 3. Wonderful. Put one weight down. And again, thinking about our posture, you probably haven't moved too much, so you probably have your feet in just the right spot. Feet, toes facing forwards, knees bent a little bit, feet hip width apart, really pressing into the floor. Standing nice and tall, pull that belly button in towards your spine, and let's pass that dumbbell from front to the back and to the front again. You can see I'm keeping pretty still with my upper body. Pause here and let's go back in the other direction. Good. Got caught on my t-shirt. Put the weight down, and let's do this standing up crunch. I'm going to hold my wall. I'm going to lift my left hand, my left arm straight to the ceiling. I'm going to bring that left elbow to right knee, diagonally, kind of across my body here. Big exhale as that elbow and knee come towards each other. Let's do 2 more. That's 1 and 2. Good. Relax that arm down. And let's switch to the other side. Reaching right up to the ceiling, elbow and knee here. Reaching up slowly. Let's do 2 more. Here's 1. Oops. And 2. Slowly lower that down. Wonderful. Very good. Let's work on some balance now. So really important that you have your support furniture close to you, if that's the kitchen chair or the table or an island or whatever it is. I'm against the wall, so I have that to hold on to, and I also have a chair just out of shot here, just in case I need a little extra support when I'm balancing. Let's start by warming up into balance and thinking about our bodies, how they are in the space today. Feet flat on the floor, and let's really think about grounding down through those feet. So all parts of your feet touching the floor. Toes, my toes are spread right out, making my feet as wide as possible to give myself as big of a space as I can to balance. standing tall. So thinking about that alignment, rib cage over your hips. Don't push those hips forwards and don't stick your bum out behind you. You want to be somewhere in the middle. Relaxing your shoulders, and let's bring one arm up towards the ceiling. Slowly lowering down, and the other arm up to the ceiling. And slowly lower. Let's bring both arms up. Arms out to the sides. Going to reach one forwards and one back. Good, and the other way, one forwards, one backwards. Good, arms to the sides, and then lower them down. Turn those palms forwards and back. Forwards and back. A little rotation of the arms here, and back. Forwards and back. One hand forwards, one hand back, and then flip them around. Swap. And swap. And back. And again. And then relax here. And step out of that position. All right, we're going to move our feet so they are probably a little bit wider than hip width apart here. Again, standing tall, and we're going to shift our weight from one foot to the other. I'm moving really slowly, side to side. Good. Nice deep breaths. Keeping both feet touching the floor. Let's bring those arms out to the sides. It's just interesting to change the position of your upper body and see how that feels. Does it feel more difficult to balance, to shift your weight here? Let's bring those arms up above your head. Does that make it more or less difficult? Or is it really easy because you practice this all the time? Relax those arms now. And as you come onto your right leg, let's take that left foot up off the floor. You see mine's just about an inch, so not very far, but we're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back onto that left foot and lift the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That was it for me. All right, great. Let's stand nice and tall. We're going to be working on taking one leg off the floor. So I'm going to start on my right leg. I want a little bend in my right knee. Shift that weight here. I'm close enough to the wall to support me. And then I'm going to lift my left knee. It doesn't have to be parallel with the floor. You just want to have that foot far enough up that your knee is bent and your foot's off the floor. It doesn't have to be up here. Hold it where it's comfortable. But what we want to do as we stand and balance is to stretch that foot out and come back to that bent position. So we're extending that leg and then bending. Nice and tall here. 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. Good. Now relax that foot. Shifting onto the left side, little bend of the knee. Pick that right knee up. Again, doesn't have to be very high, just so much that you can bend your leg and you have space to extend, and then your foot is off the floor. So let's stretch and bend Really feel how that foot on the floor is adjusting. Two more. Here's one. And two. Ooh, good, relax. So shake those legs out. I always, when I'm balancing and standing in one spot, I always like to take a few steps in between movements, kind of bring you back into your body, so you're not just balancing and balancing. Just move around naturally for a few moments. All right, we're going to stand on one leg, and we're going to move our hands a little bit, and our legs, I guess. Let's stand on our right leg. So bend of that right knee, little softness in that right knee, and then we'll work on taking that left foot up off the floor. So to start with, I like to hold it so my toe is just touching the mat, and then very slowly pick it up and hold here. I like to hook my foot on the back of the other leg and keep it still. So let's take a moment to relax into that foot that's on the floor. Standing tall and looking up and ahead, maybe thinking about focusing on something on the wall that isn't moving, that can help you to balance, using that support furniture as much as you need to. Let's lift one arm to the ceiling. And if you can, take that other arm up. Bring those hands together and then down into our prayer position. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I want you to stay on this right leg. So relax the hands and then take that left foot and we're going to swing that left leg forwards and backwards, moving at the hip. And again, this little bit of this movement in the rest of your body, you're really going to feel that through that foot that's grounding down. Feel it kind of adjusting here. Good, and let's relax. Ooh. Let's switch to the other side now. Onto that left knee, a little bend of that left knee, and then take that right foot slowly up. So one toe's touching the floor, and then we pick that foot right up. So let's stand nice and tall, pressing into the ground with your foot, looking up and ahead, finding something to look at that isn't moving. Nice and relaxed. Let's reach one arm to the ceiling. And the other. Bring those hands together and slowly down into our prayer position. And we'll hold it here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Staying on one foot, relax your hands. So hold on again if you need to, if you stopped holding on. And let's take that right leg and we're going to swing it forwards and backwards. So really challenging that balance. I can feel the toes of my left foot just clinging to the mat, really pressing down hard to keep me in position here. Good, and let's relax. Oh, wonderful. Okay, we're going to finish up. I'm going to take some side steps to just move my body around a little bit to feel relaxed here. Let's do some tightrope walking. We're going to stand. Let's stand at the top of my mat. You of course don't need a mat. Standing at the top of the mat, let's take heel to toe steps forwards and backwards. I'm going to try and stay within camera range. So thinking mostly about not looking at your feet. Trying to look up and ahead, looking where you're going rather than at your feet. And moving really slowly. Good. Deep breaths. Again, moving nice and slowly. You can bring those arms out to steady you if that helps you. Have your hands on your hips if that feels good. Really no right and wrong with the hands. Let's go forwards and backwards one more time. Good, and you can relax there. We're going to stretch. It's already time for that. Let's bring that one arm across our body and hold it here. Let's switch to the other side. Good, relax the arms. Let's take one arm to the ceiling, bend at the elbow, bring that hand behind your back. And if you want to, push back on that elbow a little bit, which will increase that stretch. That's an optional part. You can get a good stretch just by standing like this with the other hand relaxed. But if you want to increase, then add that second arm in. And then relax nice and slowly. Same thing on the other side. Reach that right arm up. Bend the elbow to bring your hand behind your back. And if you want to, press back on the other hand. On your elbow. Good. Slowly relax these arms here. Let's have a seat. Need to sit here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to bring it towards, if I turn it this way, it would be better. If I bring it towards my left leg, this kind of movement. You see my knee turns outwards. The movement is here. It's like a rotation of this hip. So I like to make this motion a couple of times to feel how it's going to feel in my hip today. Where you hold it to stretch is up to you. You can hold this foot here if that feels like enough. If you feel like you can go further, you can take that foot right up onto your other knee. Although I would caution you that if it feels like it's going to be very difficult to remove yourself from this position, maybe keeping that foot lower down is a better option for you. Everybody's hips can tolerate a different level of rotation, so really pay attention to how yours feel. Let's sit nice and tall and let's hold here. Good. And slowly release. We'll do the other side now. So again, feeling how that hip feels. Maybe this is the bad hip. Maybe this hip moves a little freer than the first one. Making that motion a couple times to feel that rotation and then holding it where that feels the best. So here, or even up here if you feel like that's appropriate or that's comfortable. And holding while you sit up nice and tall. Good. Slowly placing that foot down here. Good. Let's sit back in our chair. We're going to pull that one knee up towards your chest and then circle this ankle nice and slowly. And back in the other direction. Good, relax that foot. And the other side. Pull that knee up towards your chest. Ankle circles, nice and slowly. Back in the other direction too. Good. And relax that foot down to the floor once more. Let's come up to feet for a final stretch. Take those hands. You're going to reach behind your back. Stretch those fingers out and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Let's take a big inhale and lift that chest. Hold. And then as you exhale, wrap those arms around yourself. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. A pat on the back. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope everyone has a super weekend, and we'll see you next week for more of the same.
Thank you, Hannah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah.
You're so welcome. Have a great weekend, everybody.